Hi everyone, and welcome to my kitchen. So, happy Friday. Hope you're all enjoying your quarantine as much as I am. Joke. And you probably have by now cooked your 500th meal. Am I right? I have. And so I brought you here today because, as anyone who knows me knows, that my two passions in life are real estate and cooking. So while I'm not out on the road running around like a maniac showing houses like I normally am, or as much as I'd like to, I'm doing my next best favorite thing, and that's cooking. So yesterday's Friday, and normally I don't cook the meatballs on a Friday, but I decided I'm going to cook up the meatballs because my dad's birthday is on Monday, and I'm going to make a batch for him and surprise him. He moved down south to Toms River, and I don't get to see him as much, so I'm going to pack up a nice goodie bag for him, and I'm going to socially distance while I bring them to him, and we'll sit outside and enjoy some time together on his birthday. So without further ado, I'm going to show you how to make my mother's famous meatballs. Well, they originated with my Nana, and then to my mom, and my mom taught me. So I'm going to call this little cooking segment, I got it from my mama. So I'm going to show you how to make the famous Sunday meatballs that never ever disappoint. Okay, so here we go. So in the bowl, what I have here is the chopped meat. And what I use is a combination of beef, pork, and veal. I've already put it in the bowl. And I've already mixed the eggs in as well, just to save time. You don't need to see every step, but I will tell you that I've used 2 eggs for every pound. So this is 3 pounds, yes. So 2 eggs for every pound, and I've used 6 eggs. I'm also going to put in the bowl some fresh garlic and some fresh parsley that Jay, who's right over there, but he's not on camera, has already chopped up for me. He would prefer not to be seen today. So I'm going to throw that in. Now, one thing is I don't typically measure when I make the meatballs. So again, we're starting with 3 pounds, so use that as your base. And again, a lot of this stuff is a matter of taste. We like it garlicky and we like it salty. So I'm gonna just throw in, this is about 8 cloves of garlic, 6 or 8, I forget. So I'm just gonna, he chopped it up already, and I'm just gonna throw that right into the bowl. Okay, and then the parsley, I like to use the old hand method. So that's about a handful of freshly chopped parsley. And I am going to tell you the parsley story. Many of you have heard the parsley story already, but many of you have not. So I'm going to tell you the parsley story. So as I told you, my mom, I've learned everything from my mother. So what typically would happen on a Sunday is my mom would come over my house and she would make Sunday dinner. Literally every Sunday. If it wasn't at my house, it was at my sister's house or her house, but she always made Sunday dinner. So if it was at my house, she would send me to the store and tell me exactly what to get. And so I would go to the store and buy all of the ingredients that day, and I would always come home with the wrong parsley. She would scream at me because I would buy curly parsley, and back then I never knew the difference. I didn't even look to see the difference between curly parsley and Italian flat leaf parsley. But long story short, once I finally got the hang of it, I never bought the curly parsley again. So always flat leaf Italian parsley, or don't come home to your mother without it. And I've also going to put in the bowl some freshly grated cheese. This is, I wish I could see. What is that?
That's a half a cup.
This is a half a cup. So I'm gonna put a half a cup of grated cheese, which is about a handful. And I normally wouldn't use this half a cup, but I did for my little show. And last but not least, we're the breadcrumbs. So this is another choice. We can use ground breadcrumbs, already Italian flavored breadcrumbs, good old fashioned Colonna. They don't have to be expensive. Or if you're feeling very Italian, you can go old school and you could do the bread in the milk, which I felt like doing today. So I've already soaked about a little end of the bread that was stale that we had left over from Easter, and I chopped all the crust off and I had it soaking in the bread. So I'm gonna throw that right into the mixture. So that's probably also about a cup. I would use either a cup of the bread or a cup of the breadcrumb, okay? And then we're going to go on in. We also want to use the salt and pepper. And I'm going to do that right now. And it's just going to, I kind of like coat the top of it. Again, salt and pepper is a matter of your preference and how much you like. So I just go around the top. And the cheese is very salty also, so be careful not to put too much salt. So now I'm going to mix this all up really, really well. And while I'm mixing it, I do want to tell you a couple of little variations. So number one, I told you that I use the beef pork veal combination. Sometimes I'll just use all beef, and sometimes if I'm feeling like we want them to be a little bit lighter, we'll use turkey. And then there's also a way you could switch it up as far as the way, that you cook them. And you can cook them in the oven if you like, and I basically just put them on like a cookie sheet or baking sheet that has sides, and I'll, like a little lip so that obviously the oil doesn't pour all over the place, and I'll coat the pan with a nice thin layer of olive oil, and I'll put the meatballs in the oven. I guess, I do everything by eye, so I would say at 450 for a short amount of time, maybe 10 or 12 minutes. Or I'll also use my handy dandy air fryer. And if you have one, they also come very nice and golden and brown in the air fryer as well. But today I'm going old school Italian, and I'm frying them on the stove in the cast iron pan that I already have on the stove heating up. So this is pretty mixed up. So I'm about to roll these into meatballs, but I also, now that I have your attention, just wanted to talk to you. Like I said, I'm not out there on the road hustle and bustling in real estate as I normally am, but I am still conducting business, which is great because, believe it or not, we can do a lot of things virtually. So I'm having a lot of Zoom calls with my clients, to talk about, I have a client that we're gonna list their house soon, and I was just about to go over and do my tour with them and go through the home, but all hell broke loose. So we're doing everything virtually right now as far as listings go. And as far as buyers go, the same. We're just following all the protocol. We have our hand sanitizer, our gloves, our masks. I usually open the door. I'm showing a lot of rental clients as well. So between buyers and rentals, I'd prefer vacant homes, and I think the sellers prefer not to have people in their homes right now as well. So if the home is not vacant, we're doing virtual tours. And if the home is vacant, what I'm doing is I'm going there first, spraying everything down, or the door handles, putting all the lights on, come outside, and then let them go in, do their thing, and they come out, and then we discuss what's going on. So that's the deal. So back to the meatballs, I'm rolling away, and with every closed deal, you get a nice package of my mama's meatballs. No, I'm just kidding. Upon request, you can definitely. I'm always happy to share, because sharing is caring. So I'm rolling a few of these meatballs. So I'm gonna roll a bunch up, and I'm gonna get them in the pan on the stove, and then I'm gonna come back and show you, I'm gonna show you how delicious they look while they're frying. But I will be back in a jiffy. Hi, so here are the meatballs frying up beautifully. As you can see, sizzling away in the olive oil. So I have them on like a medium, in between medium and high heat, and I'm going to turn it up just a little bit. You see that lovely garlic? You know, when you just a little note, when you read a recipe and they tell you use 1 clove of garlic, there's no such thing as 1 clove of garlic. I have a 3 clove minimum, and with my meatballs, there really is. There's no right or wrong when it comes to meatballs. Just do what you like. Just as long as you're using freshly chopped garlic and enough of it where you could see it popping out of your meatball, then you know you did the right thing. So I'm gonna fry these up again, and then I'll be back to show you the finished product very shortly. Okay, here they are, the beautiful meatballs. Come here. Do you want to make a cameo?
I'm scared.
Come here. You could say hello. As soon as the meatballs come, they come crawling out of the room. He must have smelt them. So anyway, here they are. And I put a paper towel in the bowl just to soak up any of the excess oil. And I'm going to break one open in a second and show you how delicious they look inside. I would be popping these in the sauce as I was frying them, but I didn't make the sauce today. So just today, for today, I have a nice bowl of fried meatballs. When I do make the sauce, I'm going to show you. That'll be my next video. And I also take requests. So I have up on tap the sauce. I have my extra special delicious chicken cutlets, and I also want to show you how to make fresh pasta from scratch in about 3 minutes. It's so much fun to make, and it's absolutely delicious. So look forward to seeing those in an upcoming episode. So here is my deliciously, ow, that one's hot, fried meatball, ow, and as you break it open, you could see inside all that delicious parsley and garlic, and it's absolutely scrumptious. These kids will devour them as soon as I shut this video off. Come say hello.
No.
Come on.
No!
I already announced you, so come here.
I'm not doing it.
Okay, he's camera shy. Anyway, so thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you have any questions on measurements, I know it's not your typical cooking show. I don't use measuring cups, so it's just a matter of trial and error when it comes to these meatballs and how they look and taste. But the main thing is using the right ingredients, the fresh parsley, the fresh garlic, the fresh grated cheese, and would you stop that?
Sorry.
And the rest, you know, is up to you. So enjoy, reach out to me with any questions, and have a wonderful weekend and a happy Friday. Bye. Well,
Good.
just good looks like inside. Get it good.